Hey Logirians, welcome to Logiri and welcome to the Sunday video. Guys, every Sunday we do a very detailed video about one or the other topic which relates to the beginner lawyers, beginner advocates. We want to help you guys, and if you have any particular topic on which you want us to make a video, then please leave it in the comments down below. Today we are going to talk about what you should do as a junior lawyer, as a beginner lawyer, so that you flourish in the legal field. Okay, last video that was about how a first generation lawyer should begin with it, how you should choose your lawyer and everything. We talked about it. So this is in connection to that video only. Like, we're going to go to the next step. That is what you should do once you have chosen your office, you are in that office. What are the things that you should keep in mind when you go into an office or when you start practicing with a advocate? Vision board, motivation board. I know these words sound so boring, that what is a vision board? Look, as an advocate, how would you learn? You will learn through observation. You will learn through observation. You will learn when you will observe and copy the right things, not the wrong things, the right things. When you observe and copy the right things. हर कोई ऐसे ही सीखता है. How a newborn baby learns language, learns through parents, through everybody who's around the baby, right? Similarly, you are also a baby lawyer right now, and you have to learn the skill of advocacy. So how would you learn? Observing, observation, copying the right things, right? What you should keep in mind, you should have these lines in your head. You should just write them on a piece of paper and paste them in your room, so that whenever you get up in the morning, these are the things that you see every morning. I will learn one new thing every day. That should be your aim, that I will learn, मैं हर रोज एक नई चीज सीखूंगी. That should be your aim. And next thing is, I will stay positive even if I meet someone who talks negative about advocacy. I know it is going to work for me. What happens? You go to the court, you meet someone, the person talks about, even very good lawyers, advocates, they talk negative about advocacy, even though it is their bread and butter, but they talk negative. But we have to stay positive, and if anyone talks negative, we'll say okay, fine, whatever the person is talking about, cross. I am going to stay positive. This is going to work for me, and I'm not going to listen, because I have taken the step of becoming an advocate, and I will become one. I won't listen to anyone. So whenever you see a negative lawyer, you just either say hi and move out. And if the lawyer tends to talk negative about advocacy, you are not going to let it affect you. Okay, you're going to tell, I know it is going to work for me, it is going to work for me. I am here to learn the skill of advocacy. Tell yourself this. Whenever you have to choose between two things, you have to see कहाँ पे learning ज़्यादा है. Where are you learning more? Wherever you are learning more, you head towards that direction. Let's see what you need to do on day-to-day basis. Reading the cases for next day or day before. Why you need to read cases? Hardly matters. You'll see very less juniors doing this, even though everyone says that. You'll say, I don't have time. How can I find out time? We're going to talk about this in this video, that how you should find time. Now, when you read cases, number one, you need to read cases. Fine. Number two, you need to make notes. You need to make notes. You need to make notes. Read cases. You read a case. You make notes. This is what is your thing. You have to do it, and you have to carry them along in your coat. When you go to court, in your coat, you wear that black coat. You are going to keep those notes clear. अब पेपर पे बनाओ. अपनी डायरी बड़ी वाली नहीं कैरी करनी. You don't need a big huge diary. No, you don't need that. You are a junior right now. If the things fit in your pocket, the better it is. Okay, make the notes on paper. I have talked about it in the video, that how you have to make notes. Go and watch how I'm using the paper, which can come in your pocket very easily. Carry it to your coat. You will say, why should I carry the notes? My boss is carrying his notes. I don't have to argue, because they would help you in observation. What did I tell you? That we have to observe. As a junior lawyer, what you have to do, you have to observe. How would it help? Can you able to answer questions from your notes? My lords, what did the judges asked? Were you able to answer those from your notes? From next time you'll know how to. Now people say we don't know how to make notes. There are a lot many lawyers, beginner lawyers, who say we don't know how to make notes. You will know how to make notes if you sit in the court and observe. You see what the judges are asking. You will see how and what is important. If you know what is important, no, notes ban gaye. You just have to write the important things in your note. You cannot write everything. So yeah, this is what you need to do. You will say, how does note making helps? Very good question. Note making helps in arguments. If you don't get time during the week, make sure to pick such case up on the weekends. Now there are a lot many people who say that, look, during the weekdays we have to draft cases. Very good, drafting is very important. I have to do drafting, I have to attend clients, and I really don't have time because till 4 to 4 or 5 in the evening I am in the court, and after 5 I go to the office, so I don't have time to read the cases. I have to draft and I have to attend the clients. Fine, I get it. But then on the weekends, when you know that in the week you don't have time, then on the weekends take out good 2 to 3 hours either on a Saturday or on a Sunday and read the cases which are there, which you know that are there for arguments, are fixed for arguments, जिनमें arguments होंगे for sure. Read them. Read them. You have to do this for 2 years of your advocacy life. उसके बाद you're going to read your own cases. So on weekends you have to find time. You cannot give an excuse to this. Okay. Now, from where do you get to know that कौन सा case arguments पे, which case is there for arguments? How would you know? Ask the clerk or the munshi, or even if the munshi is not telling you, he is also not aware, then check the previous orders. Check the previous orders. See which one is for arguments. Create judgment diary. From your days of internships itself, you come across a lot of cases. We come across a lot of cases when we are reading petitions, when we are hearing arguments in the court. We also conduct research out here and there. We come across so many cases, but do we make a note of them at one place? There are times when you say, oh, I have read this case, but I don't really remember. What you're going to do from day one of your advocacy, you're going to maintain a very small diary. Now if you can write them in topic wise or alphabetical order, ठीक है. Topic wise आपकी judgments note हो रही है, fine. नहीं हो रही तो just serial number 1 2 3 करके note करते रहो. अब ये judgments note कैसे करनी है? You have to write the name of the judgment, you have to write the name of the judgment, the court who has given that decision, date, and obviously the topic, and in your own words, what the judgment is saying. I've done a very very detailed video on this. See how your senior attends client. Now you know what, as an advocate you need to know how to draft, how to argue, how to research, but you also need to know how to attend clients. This is a very important skill as an advocate. You need to know how to charge fees. You need to know how to retain clients. This is what are the skills that are required. कहाँ से learn करोगे? From where? You have to see how your boss is doing it, how he or she negotiates fees, how he or she convinces them that they should hire them as advocates, how they are retaining cases. This is also a skill, and again you learn this from observation. How are they polite, or how do they show their authority? Sometimes you need to learn this. It is a very very important skill that you need to have as an advocate. Creating cordial and good relations with all the clients. Now normally what happens is, there is boss and there's this client A and this is you. Now, you go in the office, and the problem of a beginner lawyer with the boss normally is that they are paying less, work is more. So what do? You do only ऊपर ऊपर का काम. You do only ऊपर ऊपर का काम. You don't actually help the client. You don't actually help the client, thinking ये मेरा client थोड़ना है. This is not, he or she is not my client. This is boss का client. I will do just this much because I am paid this much only. This is what you think. Most of the lawyers think like this, but this is wrong. This is very wrong. You might ask me why. I'm telling you. Look here. Now, number one, you have to create your own face value. You have to create your own face value. Number one. Number two, you have to create your own contacts. And if we talk about first generation lawyer, this is very important step. You have to create your own contacts. Now, say you forget everything about this. You say, okay, fine, leave this. I am here to do what? I am here to learn. I am here to learn. I am here to build contacts. I am here to create my own face value so that whosoever's work I do, the person says, yes, this person knows about law, right? I am here to do all this. Fine. Now, how would it help? Let's see. Let's see. Now, मान लीजिए your boss practices just in criminal law or taxation, right? Now this A, one fine day had problem related to taxation. Okay, he comes to your boss refers to you. So A and you know each other now. You are really helpful to A. You help, you do the work on time, right? Everything, you listen to him and everything you do, and you create a very good impression on A. Now one fine day A has a matrimonial dispute, or has someone who has a matrimonial dispute. Now your boss practices in criminal law only. So A thinks that, oh, that junior is very competent. Let's go to that junior. Agya case, Agya reference, learning how to draft. Now we are going to talk about the mistakes which normally beginner lawyers commit. They want that they should draft entire petitions. They should draft entire petitions and there should be no changes made to whatever they have drafted. You know, here you have ego. What you have? Ego. But you are a beginner lawyer and you cannot have ego. ये तो हो ही नहीं सकता. Cross कर दो, ego लिख के cross. Even if you are getting to draft an application, you are getting to draft a reply, written comments, or written arguments, small things, you're getting small things to draft them with full zeal, with full energy, with every knowledge, tiny big knowledge that you have, you need to utilize that to draft, because you have to win the trust of the advocate. What you have to do? You have to win the trust of your boss that yes, this person has it in him or her. तो क्या, तो चाहे छोटी ड्राफ्टिंग, लेट्स कॉल इट छोटी ड्राफ्टिंग, चाहे बड़ी ड्राफ्टिंग, you're going to give equal respect. Okay, you're going to give equal respect because you have, what you have to do, you have to create trust to get badi drafting. Staying away from office politics. Now, one thing you should remember, if there is more than one junior, one plus junior है office के अंदर, तो there is going to be politics, office politics. But you have to stay away. You have to stay away because office politics brings nothing but negative thoughts, anger, irritation. All of this takes you away from your goals. ये सब would take you away from your goals. Whenever there is office politics, you have to stay away. I have talked about it. You have to stay away, number one. And number two, you have to bring your goals in your mind. We've talked about vision board, that कौन सी quotes है, कौन सी lines हैं जो आप अपने दिमाग में रखोगे, which you are going to keep in your mind whenever something negative comes. Just repeat them. I have to learn, I have to learn, I have my goals, I have to achieve them. So now we have talked about that when in court, what you're going to do. You are going to carry your, obviously, your own notes, and the cases which are for arguments, you're going to observe them. We have talked about that. That is your number one duty. Number two, while you are observing, you need to see that how your senior begins the cases in front of different judges or prepares the brief differently for different judges. This is very important. You need to know that how the judge wants the case to be put in front of him or her. This is very important, and the more you observe, the better. The more you observe, the better. In the arguments wala video, I've talked about this in detail. Go check that out. carry a court diary and sit in court every day for 1 hour observation time. Now you say that you have told us so much to do. You want us to read cases, you have to do this. Yes, I want you to do everything what I am talking about, because that is what is going to make you learn. That is what is going to make you an advocate, and no one is going to tell you about this. No one. So, carrying a diary. Now we have a judgment diary already. We've talked about it. We have a judgment diary. So judgment diary can be kept in the office or at home, but you have this diary which is a very chota diary, something like this, which you are going to carry in your pocket, and you're going to note everything, which whatever you hear. It could be a judgment, it could be a concept of law. There are some judges who explain concept of laws very nicely in the court, very very nicely, and they are famous. If you ask any of the lawyers that, okay, I'm a new advocate, can you please tell me the court numbers or the name of the judges in whose court I should sit because I want to learn, anyone would tell. And go and sit in their court so that you can learn, you learn a lot. Whenever you're free, don't run to your place. Don't say I'm going home and I'm going to sleep. No, you're going to observe. Now what are you going to observe? What documents was the judge asking for? My lords ने क्या पूछा that these documents are required in which case, right? How are the senior advocates arguing? What is the best thing? What have they said? Maybe there could be some legal language that you really like, but you think that you'll forget. Note it down. Hardly matters. Note it down. That language might be that a senior advocate mentioned a judgment. Again, note that judgment. Try to read it out, or else kept ऐसे ही छोड़ दो लिखी हुई डायरी में. Whenever you get a case related to that topic, just open your diary and check out that judgment. So these are the things. Now when you sit in the court, what do you learn? You learn how to argue, you learn how to draft, you learn how to attend clients, because then you know what documents you have to ask from the client. So all these things take place if you sit in the court whenever you time. Now हर रोज करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Look, you're waiting for a case, observe the judge. Don't see your phone or mobile. Okay, you got free early and you don't really have work at the office, sit down in the court for 1 hour. You have to keep these things in mind that you can do this and manage accordingly. Now what you have to do, you have to take a diary and note down all the things that you find important in this video, and you have to go by them. Okay, तो ये वीडियो हेल्पफुल लगी होगी. अगर आपको वीडियो हेल्पफुल लगी तो प्लीज़ लाइक कीजिएगा और अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ शेयर भी कीजिएगा. चैनल को प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब करना और बेल नोटिफिकेशन ऑन कर देना, ताकि जब भी मैं एक न्यू वीडियो डालूँ आपको नोटिफिकेशन आ जाए. और अगर आप चाहते हैं कि आपको वीडियोस की नोटिफिकेशन मिले और जो हम एक्टिविटीज़ कर रहे हैं लॉगिरी पे उसकी नोटिफिकेशन मिले, तो हमारा टेलीग्राम ग्रुप ज़रूर ज्वाइन करिएगा. अगर आपको ये वीडियो हेल्पफुल लगी तो प्लीज़ मुझे कमेंट करके नीचे बताइए कि आपको ये वीडियो हेल्पफुल लगी, ताकि मैं और ऐसी वीडियोस बना सकूं जो आपको ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा हेल्प कर सके. आप मुझे इंस्टाग्राम पे भी फॉलो कर सकते हैं. वहाँ पर मैं @IamLogiri के नाम से हूँ. वहाँ पे आप फॉलो कीजिए, क्योंकि वहाँ पे हम बिल्कुल डिफरेंट कंटेंट डाल रहे हैं और चाहते हैं कि मैं आपको वीकली न्यूज़ लेटर भेजूँ जिसके अंदर मैं लॉ के बारे में और भी अच्छे से बात करती हूँ. तो प्लीज़ अपनी ईमेल आईडी नीचे दिए गए डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में एक लिंक है, वहाँ पे जाके अपना ईमेल आईडी ड्रॉप कर दीजिए, ताकि जब भी मैं कुछ ऐसा करूँ आपको ईमेल पहुँच जाए और आप वो देख सके. वो मैं यूट्यूब चैनल पे नहीं डालती हूँ, वो सिर्फ मेरे जिन्होंने न्यूज़ लेटर सब्सक्राइब करा हुआ है उनको भेजती हूँ. आज के लिए इतना ही, मिलते हैं जल्द. बाय.